opening. They're just trying to figure out how to put it together.
It'll be Winter against Parks on the opening tip. Parks getting a little bit of an early start there. And now the ball is up, and it's into the hands of Sean Craig. We'll see Toledo with the basketball first. The Rockets coming in at 8-6, 2-0 in the Mid-American Conference. This team averaging over 82 points per game. As here is Parks getting good positioning down low. He lays it home and one. What a start as Parks right away gets great position and a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch this matchup. Transfer from Ohio State, very good player. NIU can't get in foul trouble and get him to the line right away like this.
6'10 senior. He's coming off a double-double against Central Michigan at 15 and 11, and that one is second double-double of the season. But he can't complete the three-point play as Taj Walters rises up for the rebound. And Dylan Ducommun will bring it up the floor for NIU. Huskies come in at 5-9, 1-2 in the MAC. They won their first MAC game against Central Michigan on a buzzer beater, but then have had losses to Buffalo and Kent State. Valentine out to Winter. He'll try a three and knocks it down. The big man from Denmark hitting just his third three of the season.
Yeah, how about that? Early in the game with the confidence to step out there and knock it down. That looked good.
Well, he is 3 for 6. Hasn't attempted many, but he can shoot it from out there. Here is Parks again in the lane, and the lay-in doesn't fall. Winter has the rebound for the Huskies. NIU made a valiant comeback effort their last time out against Kent State. Here is Walters out to Ducommun. Trailed by more than 20 points in that game, but ultimately lost by just 4. 5 on the timer here for Walters. Dribbled off his foot. It's a takeaway for Toledo, and you know they want to push it. Leroy Blyden Jr. and the freshman can't convert on the lay-in. And NIU clears out the rebound with Damar Kelly. Now the Huskies push ahead. Valentine kicks out. Kelly for 3 off the front iron, and Parks has the rebound for the Rockets. Quick pace here. Sonny Wilson, the leading scorer for Toledo, third team All-MAC last year. Now here's VanderJagt on the baseline. Bounce it to Craig, the transfer from IU Indy. Back out VanderJagt for 3, and he knocks it down. He is a tremendous three-point shooter.
Tremendous shooter, and from inside out like that, when he's got his feet set, he's going to make a really high percentage of those.
Just under 39% on the year, and he gives Toledo the lead. Here is Winter cutting into the lane, puts it on the deck, in and out. Rebound tapped out of the hands of Craig, but it comes to Austin Parks. Blyden setting things up. 6'1 freshman from Detroit. The runner-up for Mr. Basketball in the state of Michigan last year is now Sonny Wilson, too strong on that jumper. Wilson and Blyden Jr., high school teammates at Detroit Jesuit. As Kelly goes down the lane and ties it up.
Yeah, talk about high school teammates. 2 guys that played for Pat Donnelly, who coached there for 17 years. Really good coach. He just retired and became the AD. But they came into Toledo already having a very high basketball IQ.
You can see it with the stats. When Sonny Wilson was in his freshman year, All-MAC freshman team, looks like Leroy Blyden Jr. is on his way there as well, averaging over 15 a game. Here's a jumper from Blyden, and he knocks it down just inside the three-point arc.
Yeah, he's a lot better when he catches and shoots, but there you saw him take it off the dribble and hit that 3. He's young. If he can get that going, makes him even tougher.
Ducommun looking for 3, too strong. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Toledo basketball. And let's take a look at your keys to the game tonight, Jason.
Yeah, when you look at Toledo, if they get to 80 points, there's a good chance they're going to win. The last time they got to 80 points, they're 6-1. So slow the game down a little there. Also, their starts. They've gotten down 16 points in their last 2 games. Starts. They had a 4.5-hour bus trip here. They are up now, but got to make sure they start quick. When you get to NIU, second chance points are huge. Both of these teams are great rebounding teams. Both of them offensive rebound really well. It's going to be a big key. But can the young team play for 40 minutes in NIU?
Well, Toledo's got the early lead, 7-5. Matches where the offense just hasn't been there for the Rockets.
For sure, you know, I mean, even though they're, like we said, they've won the MAC championship 4 out of 5 times, they have a lot of new pieces here. And when you've got a lot of new pieces, there's bound to be some stretches where you're not playing your best.
Kyler VanderJagt at the free throw line, sinks the first, an 80% free throw shooter. That foul just before the break went on Dylan Ducommun. The second of the first half for the Huskies, and VanderJagt sinks both free throws. And Minor Strong coming out of the floor for the first time for Toledo, the 6'3 sophomore out of Omaha originally. Came over from Dodge City Community College. And Gianni Cobb coming out for the Huskies. And he's really more your traditional point guard for NIU.
He is. Really gets them going, facilitates for them, drives into the paint and makes plays, drives and kicks, and brings a lot of energy when he comes on the floor, too.
Here's a takeaway, Sonny Wilson. Good job reading the pass, and he puts it off the glass for 2.
Sonny Wilson, one of the better guards in all of this league, returning Toledo. That says a lot for Toledo to have him back in the day of NIL money right now, that he's stuck with Toledo. Incredibly important to have an experienced guard like that.
Trey Washington on the baseline, a turnover. It'll go to Toledo. It's been a 6-0 run for the Rockets, and now a turnover. What have you seen over this run from Toledo, Jason?
Well, they've got into the free throw line. They've turned NIU over quite a bit. Well, let's look at the stats there, and shot at a high percentage as well.
3 turnovers for NIU, none so far for the Rockets. Tight defense being played by Cobb on Wilson. Gets around a screen there from Craig. Dishes into the lane for Jalen Owinga. That doesn't fall. Craig rises in for the offensive rebound, puts it up and in for 2. Sean Craig doing what he does best, one of the best rebounders in the league at 8 a night.
Really impressive rebounder. The lefty from Toledo is a key to this game on the glass.
Another steal. Wilson rattles home the 3, and the run continues for Toledo. They have pushed the lead up to 16-5. It has been an 11-0 run for the Rockets.
Yeah, you see the transition basket here. The Huskies are very good in offensive rebounding, but depends on the night whether they're good in the other end of the floor on rebounding, right? So that'll be interesting to watch.
There is Sonny Wilson. Off to a good start in this one. 5 early points. See how NIU responds, trying to end this 11-0 run for Toledo. Here is Cobb pulling up for the runner. In and out. Offensive rebound. Walters gets tied up. Jump ball. A possession arrow will keep it with the Huskies. Todd Kowalczyk in his 16th season. 2-time MAC Coach of the Year. Of course, those 4 straight MAC championships up until last year, looking to get the Rockets back to another regular season title. And so far, so good, undefeated in conference play.
Yeah, and they're looking really good right now.
As Valentine knocks down the 3.
Nicely executed baseline out of bounds play. You saw him come off that stagger screen and knock it down.
First points of the night for Valentine. Blyden Jr. looks to respond, can't hit. Valentine had the rebound, and he's fouled going down to the floor.
Blyden ready to shoot there. You saw NIU go underneath that screen. I'm not sure if that's part of the game plan or not, because when you go under on a guy like him, he can let it go, and he's very lethal.
Minor Strong picked up the foul there. His first. See Jao Ituka on the floor for NIU. Really strong three-point shooter. And here is Ituka with the basketball. He came over from Jacksonville State out of the transfer portal. Here's Valentine looking for 3 more. In and out on that one. Long rebound. Comes out to Washington. Cobb maybe got away with a travel. Is tied up there. Valentine has it blocked by Owinga. Another opportunity for Walters. Shot clock now under 10 for the Huskies. Out to Ituka in the corner. Down to 5. Walters into the lane, and he scoops it off the glass for 2.
What a nice drive. I think ever since he got that tip in at Central Michigan to win the game, he's had a ton of confidence and is playing really well at the moment.
Runner doesn't go from Sonny Wilson. Walters has played really well in MAC play. 13 points in all 3 MAC games. As that 3 doesn't go from Ituka, VanderJagt has the rebound, and the Rockets rocket ahead. VanderJagt all the way to the cup, but an offensive foul, and a nice job taking the charge by Jowie Ituka.
Yeah, NIU got back. They got in place there. Toledo has multiple ball handlers there, so VanderJagt got it and just brought it up the floor. He didn't have to outlet it to any other guard, but great job by NIU getting back.
It's been a mini 5-0 spurt for the Huskies after that 11-0 run for Toledo. I think we could expect a game of runs tonight. Both of these teams, as we mentioned, they have their stretches where they go through offensive lulls, and that leaves openings for the other team to go on a run, as that looked like a nice cut, but in and out of the hands of Ituka. Parks. Oh, what a finish, and another opportunity for Austin Parks on an and one.
Yeah, that was a nice finish. Austin Parks is a strong, physical big guy, and Winter is extremely talented for a freshman here. NIU's got a heck of a player, but there's a little bit of a size difference there.
Well, it's a tough matchup for Winter. 6'10", 200-pound freshman out of Denmark. You go against Austin Parks, who has played a lot of college basketball, a junior, and he's got 50 pounds on Winter. Out of St. Mary's, Ohio, great high school career, 4-star recruit. Misses the free throw, but that bucket gets the lead back up to 8 points for Toledo. They swing it around now for Valentine, and a foul. Goes on Minor Strong. He picks up quick second foul. It's the 3rd team foul on Toledo. Will James Jr. will check in for the first time, and Dylan Dukeman will come on for NIU.
Last time out of this box set, they got a wide open 3 for Valentine coming off a stagger screen. So let's see what they do here.
Dukeman will inbound. Gets it to Ituka. Fakes. Into the lane. Kicks out. Walters for 3, and he buries it.
Yeah, what a shot. Like I said, he's been playing really well. I think confidence is one of the most important things in this game, and you can see he's really gaining confidence as the season goes on.
Really strong three-point shooter, above 40% on the year. Here's Owinga. Shot clock under 10 now. James. Back out Wilson. Had it poked away. Down to 2 on the timer. VanderJagt fakes. Now he'll take the 3 and hits it at the shot clock buzzer.
Yeah, we said you can't let him get hot. And I think he's pretty hot right now. So let's see what NIU does to counter that.
Dukeman driving to the bucket, and he draws a foul. 2 free throws to come for Dylan Dukeman coming out of the media timeout. Toledo has the lead up to 8 points, and the Rockets doing a nice job.
Got a heck of a basketball history, and he's bringing that here to NIU.
Yeah, not a bad coaching tree to come from for Coach Burno. It'll be Dylan Dukeman at the free throw line for 2 here. And he misses the first. 74% free throw shooter. Dukeman coming over from Switzerland. Nice international flair for the Huskies this year, Jason.
Yeah, very good freshman. To have a freshman of that level here in the Mid-American Conference is really impressive. You're seeing a lot of people going overseas now. Bruno has that connection from overseas, and hopefully continue to hit that pipeline.
Sean Craig able to finish their 10-point lead for the Rockets. Valentine gets it over to Washington. Now Kelly. Valentine dishes down for Washington. Can't finish. Ball's loose on the floor. And eventually, it's Leroy Blyden who comes away with it. Up ahead to Parks. Down underneath the basket. And Parks can't finish on the bunny. And a foul at the end of that play.
That was the second chance point, though. He got it in there. Probably should have made it, but didn't. Got it again. And so that rebounding battle will still be something to continue to watch.
Trey Washington picks up the foul. So 20 on the shot clock here for the Rockets. VanderJagt back to the basket, working against Kelly. Left it short off the glass, and Walters claims the rebound. Dukeman into the corner. Three on the way, and it falls. Mekhi Valentine, same spot as his first three.
It was, and he had a pass right in his pocket there. His feet were set. He's going to make a high percentage of those.
Here's VanderJagt. Little give and go with Parks as VanderJagt backs his way.
Yeah, when the ball goes into Parks, the rest of the team does a really good job cutting.
Oh, what a jumper there by Leroy Blyden Jr. Fading away just before the shot clock buzzer.
Yeah, that Detroit Jesuit connection here at Toledo paying off.
Been one of the better freshmen in the MAC this season. Over 15 points a game. Kelly just inside the arc, kicks out Walters, right wing three, clangs it off the iron, and Blyden has the rebound. Rockets 2-0 in the MAC, but it hasn't come easily. They've had two 16-point comebacks. Blyden can't finish there. Craig, the offensive rebound, puts it up and in. He is just such a hard worker down in the post.
He really is a Toledo kid, and I know that Coach Kowalczyk is really happy to have him. We talked to him a little bit on the phone yesterday. Great student, is looking to be embedded into the community. That's the kind of player you like to have in your program.
Dukeman with the runner, doesn't fall. The rebound goes to Will James Jr., and he pushes ahead. James has it swatted. What a block there by Kelly.
That was. He came out of nowhere and said, get that out of there.
But now nearly a turnover. It is a turnover. It'll go to Toledo. A bit of a wasted opportunity for the Huskies off the block.
Yeah, Dukeman went to the baseline drift there. Usually there's someone open, jump out of bounds, throw it to the corner, but Toledo sniffed it out.
Here's the series history. Toledo has had a lot of success.
Loses a timeout. And they lose their challenge for the rest of the game. They have no more challenge.
So the explanation there, NIU losing the challenge, and they lose a timeout. Toledo will have the basketball with the 11-point lead.
Here you can see them picking up full court, changing their defense up, pace of the game up a little bit. I'd expect to see that a little bit more. Now we've got a zone.
Mixing it up a little bit for the Huskies. Blyden looking for a pass. Little give and go with Owinga. Deep three off the side of the rim, and Walters grabs the rebound. Long pass ahead for Valentine. Gets it to Winter. Back out Valentine. A corner three. This one pops out. Craig the rebound, and the Rockets look to push again. Wilson pulling up in the lane. No. Battle for the rebound. Loosed out on the floor. And it'll be NIU basketball. As we'll step aside here with 7:50 to play in the first half. Toledo with an 11-point lead on the road. 74-23 in the MAC since the 20 and 21 season. And you coach in this league, just how difficult is it to do that with how close these teams usually are talent-wise?
That's really impressive because there really isn't much difference talent-wise, and the difference in winning and losing is very minuscule. So that's an impressive stat.
Here is Cobb with the basketball. Now Dukeman has it stolen by VanderJagt. Gives over for Blyden. Now Owinga dumps it down for Craig. Back out Owinga for three. Off the iron. And Mekhi Valentine has the rebound as the Huskies look to push. Dukeman has it blocked by Owinga. Great defense from the Rockets. Getting back in transition. Now the other way, Craig with the soft touch.
Yeah, you see the lefty shooting over the right shoulder there. Playing well so far this game.
8 points. He is perfect from the field. 4 for 4. He's also got 3 boards.
There you saw Toledo force NIU away from the ball screen. They threw it back and came off the handoff. That's something you'll see quite a bit of at the top of the key.
Winter couldn't finish off the offensive rebound. A little bit of volleyball to eventually come away with that for the Rockets. And now Wilson in and out. Craig an offensive rebound. And that's his first miss of the night. Valentine straight away, too strong. Wide in the rebound. Mentioned offensive rebounding would be a key. Relatively even so far. The big difference has been turnovers, and Sean Craig draws a foul. He'll head to the free throw line for 2, but so far, Jason, 8 turnovers for the Huskies, only 1 for Toledo.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference in the game so far here. And so Toledo continues to take care of the ball, and NIU continues to turn it over. This could get out of hand, but I'd expect the Huskies to reel it in and take better care of it moving forward.
Oh, we saw the comeback effort they had against Kent State when they were down by 21. So here is Sean Craig at the line. He misses the first. Normally very good, just below 87% on the year. The transfer coming over from IU Indy started his career at the Division II level. And you mentioned it earlier, Jason. He's a Toledo area product. Sylvania, Ohio, he was the Toledo Blade Player of the Year 2 years in a row. But Todd Kowalczyk told us they evaluated him in high school. They didn't quite feel he was ready for their program. But when he entered the transfer portal, it was within a day he was ready to come play for his hometown team.
Yeah, it's interesting now. You recruit a lot of high school kids, not necessarily to get them when they're freshmen, but you get them when they transfer up or transfer down in the years to come. And that's happened a lot here in Toledo.
Dukeman over for Cobb. NIU has gone nearly 5 minutes without a point, and Cobb ends that drought with the lay-in.
Nice drive by Cobb. Really does a good job getting to the basket when he sees his opportunities.
Sophomore from Chicago, played his high school basketball at Homewood Flossmoor, one of the better programs in the Chicagoland area.
They won the state championship with them. I was out just filling up some gas out and about and saw him by Homewood Flossmoor the other day after Central Michigan won, and I knew he was on a high from that big win.
Had to be feeling pretty good. That was a great way for NIU to start conference play, a win at the buzzer by 1 point against Central Michigan. But since then, the losses to Buffalo and Kent State. Dukeman into the... Now Winter in the lane. And he finishes off the glass.
With the left hand for a freshman, that's skill. That was an impressive finish.
Parks going to work underneath the cup, spins, left it short. And the rebound comes to Cobb.
Yeah, you're seeing Toledo roll to the basket off pick and rolls a ton, and NIU doesn't necessarily have anyone there to meet them with a body. Something that's causing them some fits right now at the moment.
And a foul on Toledo.
Rockets foul number 4.
Tyler VanderJagt picks up his second.
Team foul. Will James Jr. and Minor Strong back into the Rockets.
Will James Jr. and Minor Strong coming back on for Toledo.
Let's see what they've got baseline out of bounds here.
And they had that great play earlier. Got the open three for Valentine. Washington up top. Cobb on the baseline. Kicks out. Corner three is too strong there from Damar Kelly, and here come the Rockets the other way. Parks against Washington, and a steal. Here come the Huskies. Gianna. Oh, he has it blocked off the backboard by...
What an effort, what a hustle play. You would have thought easy layup, but Toledo didn't give it up. Here we go again.
Another steal. The Rockets getting a little loose with the basketball, and Cobb draws a foul this time. He'll head to the free throw line for two. A quick pace to this one. Up and down the floor we go between Toledo and NIU. The Rockets have led by as many as 13, and that's the same as second chance points. 5 for NIU, 4 for Toledo. So far it's been relatively even in that category.
For sure. And let's see how Cobb does from the free throw line here. Hasn't necessarily been shooting great from the line. Didn't mean to jinx him there, but that's a big part of the game as well. Toledo, very good free throw shooting team.
Always among the best in the MAC. The last 14 years, Toledo has been in the top 3 in the MAC. NIU is a team just over 67%. Cobb does make the second. It's an 8-point game.
Now they're picking up full court in a 1-2-2 press here.
See how Toledo adjusts to this. They're able to get it over the midcourt stripe. And Sonny Wilson will set up the offense. So far, hasn't been great free throw shooting today for Toledo. 2 for 6 at the line. As here's Parks going to work again down low, and he's able to finish.
Yeah, with a lot of confidence, poise. He took the ball up strong there, right-handed over his left shoulder. That was a nice play.
6 points so far for Parks. And a foul coming on NIU. Trey Washington picks up his second. That is the 16th foul. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, as you see there, he was in great position. If he could have just used his lower body a little bit more, he would have got an easy layup. But did a little extra with the left arm there and picked up the foul.
And Washington, the junior, will head to the bench with those 2 fouls, and NIU will set up that pressure once again in the backcourt.
Now let's see a trap here in the corner. No, I thought they might, but Cobb puts good pressure on the ball with Wilson bringing it up.
Lydon looking for a pass. Shot clock winding down to 7 now. And a foul coming on Gianni Cobb as he went down to the floor.
Yeah.
Seemed like the NIU fans wanted a foul against Toledo.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching it back and trying to see if Cobb hit his head. I didn't see him hit that hard, but hopefully he's okay.
And a little bit of a discussion between the officials, and they are potentially going to take a look at
shooting 2. Hero will be my shooter, shoot 2, and they'll get the ball on the bench.
So a great explanation there. It is a flagrant 1, so NIU will get the 2 free throws here. And then they still do call the foul on Cobb, the common foul. So Toledo will then have the 1-and-1 following the 2 free throws off the flagrant.
Those 2 free throws look good. He's got really good form on that free throw.
I'll check that. Actually, it'll be
NIU ball.
That.
Yeah.
NIU ball. It should be NIU ball off the flagrant, so that's my bad there.
That's all right.
So the call goes the way of the Huskies. See if this is a turning point of the game. 10-point game. Well, a turnover there. Right back into the hands of the Rockets. Here's Craig. Strong. Nice jumper.
Strong.
Have to give credit to Toledo. A lot of times, Jason, you see a flagrant foul or technical foul, that can turn the tide of a game, and Toledo so far has had a good response to it.
Yeah, so far they got the turnover and immediately got some points out of it.
And another turnover. stripped away by Sonny Wilson. Dishes off for Parks, and he lays it home, up to a 12-point lead for the Rockets.
Great job by Parks, running to the rim. Easy bucket for him.
Under 90 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Cobb now. Under 10 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Out to Walters. He's only got one to shoot at. It stripped away. And a shot clock violation is the call. They'll give it to Toledo.
For the Huskies in the game, number 2, Carlos Coronado.
Carlos Coronado checking back in for the Huskies.
I think we might see some full court pressure here.
Well, chance for Toledo to play for a 2-for-1. Here's Strong. Now Wilson gets a screen from Parks. The runner in the lane. That was pretty.
That was a beautiful floater.
And a timeout called by Todd Kowalczyk. 30-second timeout with the 14-point lead. He wants to set up his defense, try to get a stop, and build up this.
Yeah, let's see their ATO, their after timeout play. I'm sure they've got something good drawn up.
Get it into Dukeman. About a 6-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Winter. Hands off. Coronado into the lane. Oh, a nice finish from Carlos Coronado.
Nice finish. We've got 8 seconds left here.
Toledo moving quickly down to 5. Wilson with 3. Craig will try a 3. Off target, and that'll do it for the first half. Toledo with a 12-point lead. They led by as many as 13, and Jason, turnovers a big story in that first half.
Yeah, turnovers really have. We talked about rebounding, but it's been turnovers, and one team taking pretty good care.
3-0 in the MAC. NIU trying to make the comeback and get their record to 500 in conference play. And here we go. Second half underway as the Rockets inbound to Sonny Wilson. Here's VanderJagt. Wilson going to work. Puts it up, left it short. And a nice rebound there from Taj Walters. Dukeman had it deflected there by Blyden. Now Valentine had 6 points in that first half, looking to get to 10 straight games in double figures. Coronado, 3 on the shot clock. Crossover dribble, stepping into the lane, can't finish. And a shot clock violation. Second shot clock violation we've seen from the Huskies tonight, Jason.
Yeah, you definitely want to at least get a shot at it, right? Can't let the shot clock go off there. I'm sure Coach Berno wasn't happy about that, and probably we talked about it in the next timeout.
Setting up a little bit of pressure from Carlos Coronado, the freshman out of Arizona. Craig hands off for Blyden. Now Parks had plenty of success in that first half, backing his way against Winter. He's got a size advantage, had it stripped, loose on the floor. The Huskies come away with it.
Great defense by NIU there.
Winter up top. Looking for a pass, gets it to Dukeman. Tried to skip it across, it's taken away by the Rockets. Sean Craig. Now Wilson to VanderJagt. Into the lane, takes a bump, gets it to go, and one.
Yeah, like we've talked about before, he's a big physical guard. Took it to the rack there, strong, made it, and got the. Here we see the replay. VanderJagt plays through the contract there and finishes. Now he's an 80% free throw shooter.
VanderJagt, the first player tonight into double figures. He's now got 11. How about the balanced scoring from Toledo? You have 4 different players with at least 7 points in this one.
Yeah, it's really hard to guard these guys, and that's kind of a traditional Toledo team under Kowalczyk. They have a bunch of guys that are skilled and can score.
Dukeman will try a 3. Can't hit. And the Rockets have the rebound. Blyden looking to push ahead. Dishes for Parks. Couldn't handle it initially, then had it blocked, but a foul. Some contact there on the arm. And free throws coming for Austin Parks. Gustav Winter picks up the foul, his second.
Yeah, you saw Parks doing a good job running the floor again. Got to the rim, bobbled that ball a little bit, but here he goes to the line.
Deep breath from Austin Parks. 70% free throw shooter coming into tonight. Does make the first. He's got a chance to be the second Rocket in double figures tonight. 9 points, 3 rebounds so far for the Ohio State transfer. Second one doesn't fall. Winter has the rebound. 16-point lead is the largest of the night for Toledo. NIU looking to respond with Walters. Now back out for Coronado. Three in the corner on the way. Doesn't fall, but a foul coming against Toledo.
Tough shot by Dukeman there. He's guarded. Guarded threes are always tough. You're always looking to get it inside, drive and kick, hit the open ones. But good job on the glass.
Austin Parks picked up the foul, his second. Joey Tuca coming out of the floor once again for the Huskies. Maybe somebody NIU can get going from outside, just below 36% from beyond the arc this season.
And he hasn't played a lot of basketball here, but has played a lot of basketball. I would consider him one of the veterans on this team.
Walters over for Coronado. High arcing shot is too strong. VanderJagt had the rebound initially, but it comes to Valentine. Second chance for the Huskies. Valentine can't finish, but Washington has the putback.
Washington.
And then a turnover.
Yeah, this could be some momentum here. We saw the Huskies get several offensive rebounds, and then they follow it up with a mistake like this by Toledo. Hopefully they capitalize if they want to get it going.
A miscue there by Craig on the baseline will give it right back to NIU. And into Valentine, but a travel. Fake the shot, but extra step there. And so NIU gives it right back. And we've seen that a couple of times tonight, Jason. A turnover from Toledo, but NIU unable to take advantage.
Like we've talked about, this team has a lot of talent. They just haven't quite figured out how to win yet. Moments like that are what they need to take advantage of.
Oh, but Toledo gives it right back. This sequence, both coaches' worst nightmare.
This hasn't been the best series of basketball here. No.
Turnover, turnover, turnover. Back and forth we go. Ituka for 3, short. And rising up for the rebound, Blyden. Blyden dishes off for Parks, and he banks it home.
Austin Parks.
You saw him get the rebound there and then go floor to floor without anybody really slowing him down.
Blyden only 6'1", but been impressed by his ability to rise up and get some of those rebounds.
He has. He's done a good job. And then
Coronado with the response, knocking down the 3.
The tough thing about Leroy when he gets that rebound is that he can go floor to floor.
He's got 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. It's one of those games, you know, always the scoring gets so much attention, but Blyden, he's just really stuffing the stat sheet tonight.
He is, and we've talked about both of the guards from Detroit Jesuit, who played for Coach Donnelly there, a legend in Detroit, really lead this team and do a lot of really high IQ basketball stuff.
Ituka thought about it. Goes back for Cobb. Cobb will try the three on the wing, pops out. Offensive rebound, and Walters has it. Now Cobb with the dish off, but unable to finish on the dunk. Trey Washington, and Toledo brings it the other way.
Well, that was a great play and a great pass. As Cobb drove the baseline, Washington went to the front of the rim. As they helped, nobody was there. They're trying to take advantage.
So it'll be an opportunity for Toledo. Coming out of the media timeout, the Rockets ahead by 13, looking to stay perfect.
And down during the course of the season, and some of these teams to lose. But nonetheless, there's a lot of season left.
Really no nights off in the MAC. And those MAC standings brought to you by the Illinois Department of Central Management. Want a job with great pay, benefits, and balance? Find really great careers working for the state of Illinois. Visit work.illinois.gov and apply today. The first free throw goes there for Leroy Blyden Jr. What a game he had in his MAC debut. 36 points against Western Michigan. And you see today, you know, the scoring hasn't been there too much, but he does so many different things on the floor.
He really does. He creates for others. He can really guard. What a get as a freshman for Toledo.
Makes both free throws there, 84% free throw shooter, and he gets a deflection out of bounds. It'll stay with NIU.
Yeah, there you saw as one guy rolled and the other guy replaced. They switched it, and he got in the passing lane there to try to steal it.
The Huskies will have it. Can this NIU team make a comeback? They came back more than 20 points down in the MAC opener against Central Michigan. Won it at the buzzer as Gustav Winter with the finish down low.
Winter shooting a really high percentage because he gets a lot of good shots like that.
Second in the MAC, came into this game over 64% on the year. Blyden has it stolen away. Here's Valentine into the front court. Now a deflection. And Blyden gets it right back for the big-time jam.
Yeah, we were just talking about all the ways that he helps this team. There's one of them.
Put that one on the highlight reel. Leroy Blyden Jr., 8 points now to go with 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. As Cobb puts up a runner, left it short. Winter can't finish on the putback, tipped, and it will stay with the Huskies.
There you see what we were talking about. Gets in that passing lane and big finish at the rim.
Nothing like that as a player. I'm sure Leroy Blyden Jr.'s eyes lit up when he had that steal and the opportunity to put on a show. Here's Cobb. And a foul.
Rockets foul at number 5, Minor Strong.
That'll go on Minor Strong, picking up his third. That's the second team foul on the Rockets in this second half. You know, this Toledo team, not normally known for what they do on the defensive end, but they've held NIU to just 32 points with a little over 14 minutes to go as Valentine can't finish, but Winter can. Nice putback there from Gustav Winter. 3 on the way from Strong, and he buries it. What a response from Minor Strong after the putback from Gustav Winter. Now Cobb on the baseline, kicks out Valentine for 3, knocks it down. And now scoring starting to pick up on both sides.
It is. We're getting back and forth a little bit here, but
Wilson wide open. Why not?
We're going back and forth. A lot of threes here. You wonder if Valentine hit that 3. I think that might have been his matchup on the other end. You got to guard, too.
10 points now for Sonny Wilson. 3 players for the Rockets in double figures. Dukeman up top, out to Cobb. He's looking for 3, off target there. As Parks and VanderJagt checking back in.
Back in for the Huskies, Carlos Coronado.
So a 16-point lead, but just before that sequence there, Jason, I was going to ask, Toledo, they're known much more for what they do on the offensive end. What have you seen them doing defensively to limit NIU?
Yeah, well, their ball pressure has been really good, and that's from some of their guards. And then NIU has a lot of ball screens in their offense. They are what a lot of people would call them, in the NBA would say ice. A lot of people say down, or I believe they're calling it blue. They're not letting them use those ball screens, and I think that's messing with NIU a little bit.
Strong looking for another three off the back iron, and Dukeman down on the floor. So whistle blows here. Well, hopefully Dylan Dukeman is all right here. He is down in some pain. Looks like we're ready to go. Get it into Coronado. Carlos Coronado with 5 points so far in this one.
You talked about the defense. There was great ball pressure by Wilson there.
Ituka. Jump stop, kick out. Coronado looking for three more. Too strong on that one. VanderJagt looking to rebound and run. VanderJagt all the way to the bucket and a blocking foul. 2 free throws to come for Kyler VanderJagt.
And as we know, he shoots a high percentage here. You can't let him get the rebound and take it all the way from one rim to the other. We're seeing that trend a little bit too often here tonight.
Kyler VanderJagt in the line, shooting 2.
VanderJagt over 80% at the charity stripe this season. He's got 11 points. That is tied for the team lead tonight for the Rockets, and he makes the first. Well, Kyler VanderJagt, an interesting story. We talked to Todd Kowalczyk about him, and he was somebody that was recruited by Toledo out of high school, chose to go to Belmont, was there for 2 years, didn't play a ton, then went over to Central Michigan, and Coach Kowalczyk said we made the mistake. We didn't recruit him the first time out of the portal. And last year, by at least one service, he was the MAC 6th man of the year for the Chippewas. They had a coaching change, and Todd Kowalczyk said, we're not letting him slip away a third time.
Yeah, he learned his lesson there and got a good one, because he's very valuable to his team at the moment.
And he has given the lead back to 18 points now. That is the largest of the night for the Rockets. Now Valentine.
He came off that baseline screen, and they were chasing him pretty strong there, obviously keying in on him.
Ituka into the lane, and a travel. Another turnover for the Huskies. That is their 17th tonight.
Yeah, they're 17th, and Toledo has 8. They've turned Toledo over a little bit more here in the second half, but it's still a huge discrepancy.
Huskies season average is about 15 and a half turnovers. Have already exceeded that with just under 12 minutes to play in the ball game.
Switching their defense up here a little bit and going into a zone, try to throw the offense off.
Craig hits the free throw line jumper.
Yeah, they look pretty comfortable and got a good shot out of that.
So now 4 of the 5 starters for the Rockets in double figures.
Which is normal with the Toledo team. Year in and year out, they have starters that contribute a ton.
Dukeman with the deep 3 from the logo.
There we go. Maybe you can get it going a little bit. He is a talented young man, a talented freshman. NIU's really lucky to have him.
What a way to get your first bucket of the night.
That was a long one.
And a reach-in foul going on Gianni Cobb. And that will send us to a media timeout. Toledo has led by as many as 18 in this. Michigan cruising over Ball State. Akron with a 13-point win over Central Michigan. A lot of great action. And Jason, this is the best time of the year when you really dig into conference play.
It is. And we're getting started here, and everyone's preparing for the MAC tournament in Cleveland, which is important. Someone's going to make it to the tournament for sure. And these games are reps to prepare yourself for that.
Travel, turnover from Toledo. That'll give it back to NIU. Well, this Toledo team is definitely one of those squads that could challenge for the MAC championship. Had those 4 regular season titles, and you really just feel for them that they didn't win it in Cleveland and get an opportunity in March any of those 4 years.
That's the tough thing sometimes about this league. You play great game in and game out, but when it really comes down to it, if you want to make the NCAA tournament, you got to win the league tournament here in the MAC. Be great to see them get an automatic bid in, but we haven't seen that lately.
And you could argue, too, there was probably at least one of those years they deserved to look as an at-large, but didn't get it. And, you know, I think just looking, we saw the MAC standings earlier and looked at the scoreboard. This is going to be a great year for this conference. Highly competitive. You know, Miami has been a great story, drawing a lot of national attention with the job they've done, but there are great teams up and down the league this year, Jason.
There really are, so it'll be exciting to watch. Rarely is the team that wins it the one that you think is going to win it from the beginning. As these teams travel and go on the road, you think about a lot of the distances the teams have to travel. Let's take, for instance, Toledo had a 4.5-hour bus trip to get here. Those things are a factor.
Shot clock violation there. It'll be a late night for the Rockets getting back to Ohio. Turnover there on that possession, giving it back to the Huskies with 10 minutes to play. NIU down 17. We've seen them make some valiant comebacks so far in MAC play. They'll need another one here on their home floor. But now VanderJagt gets a hand on it on the sideline, out of bounds. It'll stay with NIU.
Yeah, Coach Kowalczyk said, though, they've got a bus driver that drives fast, right? So he's going to try to
within the law.
Within the law, of course.
Efficient, not too many stops. Here is Dukeman. And he hits the 3. He's starting to heat up.
He's starting to heat up. Created that one on his own with a nice step back. That's a tough shot, but like I said, he's a really talented freshman.
No points in the first half, a couple of threes as Owinga gets the bounce. Jalen Owinga with his first points of the night. Dukeman looking to stay hot. That one off target. A little bit of a heat check there, Jason.
A little bit of a heat check there, but that was a good shot. I wouldn't be surprised if he would have made it.
Wilson now attacking down the lane, can't finish. Washington the rebound. Huskies push ahead. Oh, what a jam. Taj Walters, the freshman, rising up with the baseline slam.
And gets to the line. Could this change some momentum here?
Opportunity to do so for the Huskies, and Taj Walters, boy, what a finish as Sean Craig commits the foul. Actually, Owinga was called for the foul. So Walters at the line, 77%. He completes the three-point play. Carlos Coronado coming back on for NIU. Taj Walters now up to 8 points. He's got 11 rebounds. Opportunity for him to have a double-double. He had one last time out against Kent State. And they did get it right on the foul. It was Sean Craig. Thought it was a little odd looking at the replay that Owinga was initially charged with it. As here is Craig, and Winter ties him up. Jump ball. And a little pushing and shoving after that whistle. Possession arrow will give it to NIU. Nice job there by Winter to get the tie-up.
Nice job. He stayed and kept his position, and the ball almost came right into his chest. Was strong with it. Here we see it. Yeah, uses two hands and rips that ball out.
It's been a 9-2 run for NIU. They've trailed in this one by as many as 20 points. But starting to get some momentum here. The question is it too little too late for the Huskies? As a foul away from the basketball on Winter. That'll give it back to Toledo, and that is something, Jason, you can't have trying to get the momentum back, giving it right back to Toledo.
No, that's the last thing that you wanted to do right there. They needed a really good, high percentage bucket there, and instead turned it over.
It's also the third foul on Winter, who has 9 points, 5 rebounds in this one. Wilson.
Very aggressive there, trapping the ball screen. I'd expect to see NIU pick up their intensity on defense and try to turn Toledo over a little bit more here.
Blyden driving. Can't finish. Walters the rebound. Dukeman on the outside. Driving now against Blyden. Lost it for a moment. Put it back up, and he's fouled. So he'll have an opportunity for 2 free throws after this. NIU trying to work their way back. They're on a 9-2 run, trailing by 13. Denny has 20 points in this one. But Dylan Dukeman helping the Huskies, trying to come back. He's got 6 points, had none in the first half. Starting to get it going here in half number 2.
Yeah, I was really surprised to look at the stat sheet and not see him on the scoreboard. But really contributing now. Missed that free throw. Hopefully comes to the line with some confidence and can knock this one back.
Freshman out of Switzerland has had some time with the Swiss national team, and he makes the second free throw. 12-point game with just about 8 minutes to play. Nearly a 5-second violation. Out of bounds off Toledo. Sonny Wilson can't believe it, but it'll be Husky basketball.
Yeah, that was great pressure there. Sonny Wilson usually handles himself with poise, but they got a turnover.
Coronado to inbound. Another look at it. A little tough to tell there. Dukeman. Shot clock under 10. Swings it for Kelly. Coronado fakes. Shot clock down to 3. Coronado has to hoist. And an air ball, a shot clock violation, will give it back to the Rockets.
That's the third one of those we've seen in this game, right, Connor? Here you see NIU picking up the pressure as well. See if they can turn them over again like they have recently.
Toledo has committed 12 turnovers. They nearly had one there, but Minor Strong able to come away with it. NIU has 20. Both teams have been a little sloppy with the basketball in this one, but you have to give credit as well to the defensive pressure on both sides. Here's Craig, under 10 on the timer. Out to VanderJagt. Falling away. Oh, what a shot. Kyler VanderJagt. He's up to 15 points now, leading all scorers tonight. Dukeman. Oh, another one from distance. Second time he's hit a 3 from the logo tonight.
Yeah, he's made some tough shots. That was a deep one. They went under that handoff again, and Dukeman was ready to shoot. He's a major factor here in the second half, and we've got an 11-point game here. NIU's come back recently from similar deficits.
Wilson's floater doesn't fall. NIU the rebound. Here they come the other way. Damar Kelly and a foul on VanderJagt. That's his third, as Austin Parks will come back in. Another look at this foul, Jason.
Yeah, you see good strong take to the basket, and VanderJagt just didn't quite have his feet ready and his body in the perfect position.
Dukeman in the corner thought about it, gets the handoff back from Winter, pulls up, in and out. And Toledo, a nice save there by VanderJagt, but a trap in the corner, nearly lost it, and a reach-in foul. That is Winter, and that is his fourth.
Yeah, that was a nice trap in the corner, and great hustle by Winter There you see it, just not something that he did intentionally, right? But got him in a foul. Now we're looking at the bonus, and free throws are going to be a factor for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that foul really hurts the Huskies. Not only the fourth on Winter, but sending Toledo to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. And Blyden hits the first. He's got 9 points now tonight. If he's able to hit this second free throw, all 5 starters for the Rockets will be in double figures. As you said earlier, Jason, no surprise to see that. And coming into this game, they all average in double figures. It's not a very deep bench for Toledo and Todd Kowalczyk, but impressive the consistency of this starting 5 for Toledo.
Yeah, and it makes it really hard to key in on any particular player because all of them can hurt you. Yep, beautiful finish.
Gianni Cobb able to get to the bucket, back to an 11-point game.
There they go, aggressive again on the ball screen. I think Cobb was supposed to be a little more aggressive on that and trap it, but.
And VanderJagt goes up, draws a foul. 2 free throws to come for him. He has done a nice job getting to the line tonight and making his free throws as well. He's 5 for 5 so far at the charity stripe.
Yeah, he's got a good spin move. Like we said, he's a big, strong, physical guard.
And he misses the first.
Rare miss there. Toledo 10 for 16 from the free throw line right now, whereas NIU has only made 5 for 9.
And that's not to the usual standard of the Rockets. They came into this game shooting just under 78% on the year. The second one is good from VanderJagt. Back to a 12-point lead for Toledo. Can NIU get this lead below double digits? Toledo is led by as many as 20. Wide open underneath the cup is Dukeman.
Yeah, he's getting hot. He's having a heck of a second half. What a good pass, too.
Up to 12 points. Yeah, really nice assist from Trey Washington. Sonny Wilson all the way to the basket, and he draws a foul. 2 free throws to come for Wilson.
Huskies foul number 6, Taj Walters, first personal 19th foul.
Taj Walters picks up his first. Another look at it.
He does such a great job of gathering himself, jump stopping, shot faking, and got to really stay down on Sonny Wilson so you don't send her to the foul line like this.
Wilson, a 70% free throw shooter. First attempt at the line tonight, and he misses it.
Sean Craig returns for the Rockets.
Sean Craig will come back on for Toledo.
Wilson from Michigan. Toledo's done a really good job recruiting Michigan, Ohio, and here Chicagoland as well. A guy by the name of Joe Hendrickson says, other than people in Illinois, Toledo might recruit Chicagoland better than anybody else.
They do a great job around the Midwest and being right there on the border between Ohio and Michigan. Todd Kowalczyk always going into the mid-state, finding plenty of talent, including Sonny Wilson. Dukeman fakes the 3. Had it poked for a moment, able to hold on.
He was open a lot earlier if they could have got it to him. But that pass was a little too late.
Cobb can't finish. Out of bounds. It'll stay with NIU.
In the first half, they looked to get Valentine a shot on these baseline out-of-bounds plays. We're getting feeling Dukeman might be. Oh.
There is Valentine, wide open, in and out. Parks the rebound.
That was a good look.
Might have been one of those cases where he's almost too open.
That can be uncomfortable sometimes, right?
Craig to Parks to Wilson. What passing from Toledo.
Great job cutting, and Parks did a great job passing. It's helpful when you've got a big man who can pass.
Cobb tried to find Dukeman, stolen away by Wilson. puts it up and in off the glass. Sonny Wilson. He is up to 15 points tonight. 5 steals for Wilson.
He stuffs the stat sheet, doesn't he?
Wilson and Blyden, that is quite the backcourt duo for Toledo. And a foul coming away from the basketball on Toledo, and that will send us to our final media timeout. Toledo leading it by 15. The Rockets look at
because they're bound to go to the line a bunch here.
that last foul was the 6th on Toledo as a team. So the next one will send NIU to the free throw line. Dukeman will launch another and knocks it down. What a second half. His 4th 3.
And they've been deep. That was another one where they went under the handoff and Dukeman made them pay. 15
points, all in the second half. 12-point game once again. Toledo will milk some clock down. Here's Blyden. 5 on the shot clock for Parks. Gets down low and scores.
Austin Parks.
Well, that hurts. They took their time, shot it right as the shot clock was going down, and got a bucket.
And that's exactly what Todd Kowalczyk was hoping for there. Getting the lead to 14. Cobb, bullet pass out to Dukeman. Off target there. And Toledo comes away with it. Wilson with the spinning finish. He's up to 17 points. Leading the way for the Rockets. Dukeman on the drive. And able to finish their timeout taken by head coach Rashawn Burno, with the Huskies trailing here by 14. And 2:22 to play.
Absolutely. Big game coming up.
And another big one, a couple big ones to follow against Ohio at home. And then on the road at Kent State, at UMass, and Bowling Green for the Rockets, the upcoming schedule. Here is Wilson. NIU trying to find a way to force some turnovers. So Toledo doing a nice job winding down some clock. Here's Parks. Tried to bounce it down to Craig, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rockets with 3 on the shot clock. And the upcoming schedule for the Huskies here, Jason.
Yeah, you see going to Eastern Michigan, which will be a long trip for them, road trip here in the MAC.
As VanderJagt was able to finish there, up to a 16-point edge, as the Rockets are well on their way. Coronado fouled. He'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Rockets foul number 3, Sonny Wilson.
And there's another look at that upcoming schedule for the Huskies. It'll be fun to see UMass come back to the Convocation Center, back in the Mid-American Conference. Their first year rejoining the league. That should be a fun matchup here in DeKalb.
That should be. I think back to the days of Marcus Camby and some of the traditional UMass teams, right? It'd be fun to see them come to the Convocation Center.
So far, the Minutemen struggled a little bit in conference play, getting their first taste back in the league as that one falls from Coronado. Gianni Cobb will come back onto the floor for NIU with just over 90 seconds left in this one. Well, tonight, this has certainly looked like a Toledo team that once again can contend for the MAC crown. As the shot clock winds down here, Craig in the corner. Can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound, Parks. Maybe the only question for this team, Jason, is the depth. I mean, you have a great starting five, not a ton coming off the bench, but be hard-pressed to find a better starting five than this group for the Rockets, as Wilson can't quite score on the bunny, and NIU will bring it the other way.
Without a doubt, they've got some solid bench players, but far and far the starting five are playing a vast majority of the minutes. It'll be interesting to see when they get in foul trouble and face some adversity that way.
Dukeman unable to finish there. About 30 seconds left in this one. Shot clock is still on. 2-second differential. But the Rockets know now they can start to look ahead to that big matchup with Miami.
I think it's safe to say now, right? And I'm guessing they, have scouted ahead and are already be prepared. Heck, some preparation might be going on that bus trip back to Toledo tonight.
That'll be coming up on Friday as they'll take the turnover here with 3 seconds left. Selfless play there by Sonny Wilson to take that turnover. You always wonder on a situation like that as NIU will inbound. The final seconds wind down, and Toledo improves to 3-0 in the MAC as they win it 75-61 over NIU on the road. And Jason, this starting five once again showing up in a big way. Everybody in double figures, but it was Kyler VanderJagt leading the way with